Hey, it's Becky Fox here at the Criticalbench compound, and today I want to talk about why crunches aren't necessarily the best exercise to get a flat stomach or to even work your core. So here's something you need to know. Doing isolated exercises such as crunches to lose belly fat is not the best way to lose fat. And I'm actually gonna be talking about this in a future myth video where I talk about why you can't just do exercises to remove fat off certain areas of your body. So here's the problem with doing crunches. So in our daily lives, we are spending a lot of time sitting. So if you think about it, we're kind of in this crunched position already anyways, right? We're sitting at our desk where our shoulders are rounded forward, our backs are rounded forward, and we're spending a lot of time in this position. I mean, hours a day. For some people, 10, 12, 14 hours of our day are spent sitting in this crunched position. So the last thing you're gonna wanna do is spend more time in this position. So it's really important that we're aware of our posture when we're doing our exercises, because we wanna undo some of the damage that being in this hunched over position is doing to our body every single day. We're putting a lot of strain on our back by sitting in this 10, 12, 14 hours a day. We want to undo that. So we want to make sure we're doing core exercises that do a couple things. One, we want it to really lengthen through our body, right? We don't want to spend more time in this hunched over, rounded over position. We want to lengthen through the front of the body, stretch through that to open everything up. It's going to help us breathe better. It's going to help our energy. And yes, it's going to work those core muscles as well. And lastly, the most important piece of this is we want to make sure we're working our core in different ways. We don't want to just be doing crunches. There's other movements that are super important. So we talked about lengthening, but we also want to be rotating our core. How much of your day do you spend rotating? This is a very important move, right? We want to be able to say we're twisting to get into our car and picking something up. We don't want to strain our back because our core muscles aren't used to doing that. So we want to make sure we're doing rotational movements into our workouts, as well as anti-rotational movements. So these are movements where we're actually resisting rotation. And this is gonna build strength in our core all the way around, not just in a certain couple of muscles that don't really translate into our everyday life that help protect our back and help prevent injuries. So let's go ahead. I want to show you a couple of moves that you should be incorporating into your core routine that are going to help you get this variety of movement in. All right, so first up is a bird dog. I love this move because it's gonna lengthen through the front of your body, and it's also gonna actually work your arms as well. So I love when you can do moves that work more than just the core or the exercise that you're trying to do. All right, so for this, we're gonna come onto all fours. So your knees are gonna be right under your hips, your hands are gonna be right under your shoulder. What we're gonna do is take our opposite arm and opposite leg up. So as I reach, say, with my right arm, I'm gonna kick my left leg straight back and keep that core nice and tight as you do this. And then from there, we're just gonna switch right to that other side. Now, it's really important to think about like reaching to the opposite walls. So a lot of times people will take the core right out of this move because they will start to arch their back and their head way up. So I want you to keep your eyes on the floor, and I want you to think about just stretching and reaching to the opposite wall. So there's a huge difference between reaching there and reaching up. And you'll start to feel that in your lower back. I could feel that little tweak in my lower back just from arching too much. So tighten up through that belly, keep it nice and tight, and then you're just gonna continue to alternate here. I would shoot for about 20 of these to really work this move, get that core working, and feel it all through the front of your body. All right, so next up, we're gonna go ahead and do a plank. So we're gonna actually grab a dumbbell for this. So we're gonna make this plank a little more challenging. What I like about this is gonna be an anti-rotation movement. So it's gonna force your body to resist rotating. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. So let's go ahead and we're gonna take the weight and we're gonna set it right between our hands. We're gonna come up to a plank. So what we're gonna do with this move is get our hips down and our core nice and tight here. So you're gonna take the weight, take it to one side, and then we're just gonna pull through to the other side. Okay, so now what happens is your body wants to just twist like that. That's where the anti-rotation comes in, is because we wanna really be trying to keep our hips facing the ground. So that's where this move really starts to work the core from many different angles, which is a great way to really build strength and stabilization through that stomach. So you're just gonna pull from one side to the other. Now, if this is too much on your toes for any reason, you can always drop right down to your knees and keep going. Just remember to keep those hips down. Okay. All right, from there, we're gonna go ahead and take it to a Russian twist. So this is gonna be a rotational movement. So we're gonna use the weight as well. Now you could always do this with body weight, but it definitely helps to have a weight if you can. You can start with a light weight and go up from there. So we're gonna kind of come into a V. So my heels are on the ground. I'm leaning back, okay? And I'm gonna twist with my upper body from side to side. So you wanna focus on just moving through your upper body. We don't want our knees going with us too. So try to keep your knees nice and still and twist and twist. Okay, so you can see I'm moving more from my core and my upper body to get this movement in. All right, so this is where that rotation comes in. Again, a movement we're not doing a lot during the day, so it's a really great one to incorporate into your routine. You're gonna feel your tummy working, your sides working, even your legs and your hips are gonna be working with this move as well. All right, and the last one is a dead bug. So what we're gonna do is set that weight to the side, come all the way down on the floor. All right, so we're gonna lay all the way down, relax your head, neck, and shoulders. From there, let's just take our legs up to a nice 90, and then your hands come up. So similar to the bird dog we did before, we're gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg. Now before we get started, I want you to press your back to the floor and tighten up through your core. Okay, if we kind of let that back go and we arch too much, you're gonna take the core right out of this move. So press that back to the floor, squeeze that belly, and from there we're gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg. So as you do that, really try to keep that back pressed to the floor, and you're gonna start to feel that core engage even more here through this move. Okay, I like these moves as well because it makes you work a little coordination here, trying to coordinate that opposite arm, opposite leg, and you're really gonna feel this through your tummy. And again, we're lengthening through the front of the body instead of doing crunches where we're closing everything up. So that's why I really love this move. All right, let's do one more on each side. Whew. And then last one here. Awesome, just like that. All right. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe because I'm gonna be coming out with a full myth series just like this. So there's gonna be more videos that bust these myths out there about fitness, and I wanna make sure you don't miss them. So hit subscribe and can't wait to see ya.